Start the party.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Morning all, this is Ria Barn along Live Radio, just bringing you a short take. There's been another Tommy Robinson video release and I want to show you it. I haven't seen it all. I've seen about 10 seconds of the intro and he's kind of in quite a reflective state. I woke up this morning to it and I thought I would share it with people because I want to share the story around and help out where I can. I hope you're all well. If you do want to subscribe to my channel, don't forget to click the bell, otherwise you won't be notified when we're live, and we're a live show. Okay guys, I want to share a screen with you, straight into it. Here comes Tommy's latest episode of Tommy and the Army Lads. I feel for the Army guys. Enjoy. Let me just change the screen. Here we go. Here it comes, guys.
I have spent, from first thing this morning until literally just 2 minutes ago, non-stop, I've been on my phone all day. I've had people who are serving for our armed forces ringing me and contacting me non-stop. People telling me about the morale in the armed forces. People, before I go into it, let me just read this one. I sometimes wonder if the top brass, who are like politicians, who, in comparison, this one being told as well from the members of the armed forces, who have never been on the battlefield, who are highly educated, who are more like politicians than soldiers, if they are really that out of touch with the feeling of their troops. It's like our politicians, they're that out of touch with how we think and how we work, and I think it's just, from talking to everyone, it's exactly the same in the armed forces. They have come crushing down on a young recruit who's been in his training process, who's been getting screamed at as he works as hard as he can, and he's probably had, as the other lads have just told me, he'd have had dark times in that training process where he thinks, is this what I want to do, as he struggles with his training. And he's prepared and was willing to give his life to the armed forces. And some privileged man at the top has decided that because he shared a selfie, that he can take all that opportunity, all that life that he was going to lead away from him. Now, whether they are that out of touch, if you can read any comments, I'm reading all the comments. Read the comments from members of the military, ex-members of the military. I'll read one here. Tommy Robinson has more support in the British Army than Theresa May. Be warned, if you start to prosecute soldiers for their support of him, you'll see something happen you cannot control. As a former British paratrooper, I'm telling you straight, we underwrite you. He then goes on to say, in a democracy, TR should be allowed to say what he wants to say based on his own experiences. None of the soldiers, trainee or otherwise, are entering some dodgy parallel political force. They serve the crown. But attacking them because of a picture with a British citizen. Really? Now, what they're saying is, because none of them have backed this up, I've actually got it on authority and I've got evidence of this, that today leading members of the military have been briefing all of their soldiers all over the country to tell them that they're not allowed to follow me on Facebook. And any of them that want to share my views, there's no place for them in the army. What are my views? No one can tell me the problematic thing it is that I say or do that causes this problem. This is simply dancing to the tune of, I saw Majid Nawaz actually commented this earlier. He linked the Muslim Council of Britain are the ones that the British Army are dancing to their tune. They're the ones that are sacrificing this young lad because of their complaints. Actually, in the briefing, the representative in the army said that they have to keep the Muslim community happy. They have to keep the Muslim community happy. So this young kid, his career is taken away from him to keep the Muslim community happy. Because of course we can't allow for them to be unhappy. Now, one thing I've taken from today, which is actually, I think, is quite dangerous and it's not good. I'm a British citizen, and I think that we have to have a strong British armed forces with great morale. I have been on the phone non-stop hearing horror stories of the feeling amongst members of the armed forces. The feeling, not just over this, but this could be the final straw for a lot of them, that they feel I'll actually just tell you exactly what this lad just said, and I know that him and all the other lads are watching this. So, all right, lads, how you doing? And we'll catch up at some time, but I'll just you might lose your job for it. So he said that if we went to battle, if we went to war again soon, then he believes many people would not go to war. Many of the people who are serving have had enough. And that maybe they could send the silver-spooned leadership who are currently sacrificing this young man and the young men that would be on the front line, maybe they can send them over to handshake Mohammed or Abdul on the other side and meet them. They're actually quoting his words. But I just think that it's a very dangerous situation, and you want to have a strong armed forces with a strong morale, and they're understaffed, undermanned, treated like shit. And now when you mix all of that with the political correctness in the middle of it, the British Army are young, or have always been, predominantly tough, working class, English men. That's what they've always been. That's what they are now. No matter what way they want to paint it, no matter what way they want to do it with all their inclusive diversity and flying rainbow flags from all the military barracks, there's always been gay people, and no one's against gay people being in the army. But this massive push and drive for LGBT, and not just LGBT, but transgender, all of this within the armed forces, which is a predominantly, as I said, a tough, straight, working class force of men ready to fight to protect all of us. And the morale, even on just their recruitment videos, and I know there was a big backlash then because I received thousands of contacts and emails from people who were fed up, people who were actually wanting to leave. I actually had some people saying that the armed forces wanted to strip their forces again by another 10,000, and the easiest way to do that was their recruitment videos, because so many young men would just say, I've had enough of this now, which this incident that's just happened today would add to that. But that's it. I just wanted to, I think the more people I'm speaking to in the armed forces, the more people I'm speaking to and find out, and I just wonder if really this decision, just like the decision to imprison me for giving facts that were already in the public domain, that hugely backfired on the establishment. Hugely backfired. I think this decision is going to hugely backfire in the process already. And I know that by the contact and the amount of serving soldiers that are constantly contacting me. One serving soldier today has been fired and kicked off of his barracks because he contacted me. You can't fire and kick them all and sack them all, because I mean literally hundreds and hundreds are contacting me today. So, yeah, I just really wonder if you're really grasping the feeling in amongst your own recruits. Again, good night, and there'll be more updates tomorrow. We're at 107,000 signatures on a petition in less than 24 hours. That's huge for petitions, as far as petitions go. Huge. Bigger than most of the petitions that get headline news everywhere. So, and you've already seen anyway. People have had enough, not just in the military, across this whole country. I sense that everyone I meet and everyone I speak to. And it all comes down to an agenda to silence people. Free speech. How can a member of our armed forces not be allowed to take well, I'll ask again, which I say, what is it I've done? What is it I've done? I've been convicted of no hate crime, no racism, no extremism, ever. What is it I've done? What this is about is attempting to make me, because I think they fear the groundswell of support that's grown and the movement that has been built, and I think they fear it. In fact, I know they fear it. And this is about making me a pariah that is untouchable for many because of your jobs. They want you to be worried and scared of losing your job so that you'll stay away or won't want to be associated with me, because most people now say, look what happened to the young recruit. He lost his job for being photographed, and you can't go near Tommy Robinson. You can't show support for Tommy Robinson. In fact, I've got it with evidence, which will come out tomorrow, that their leaders are telling them now you can't follow him on Facebook. You can't follow him. Now, a lot of people are going through the guidelines within the military that say you're not allowed to be members or political organisations or prescribed political organisations. I am not a political organisation. I'm an individual. I'm a journalist who reports news and brings the news to people. I'm not an organisation. I don't see the problem. I'm just a citizen, a British citizen. And in fact, if you read, I think I went through this earlier. If you read I started going through and having a read on the website of, basically on the Armed Forces website itself, it says that they must show respect to all citizens when in their uniform. They must show respect and treat citizens the way they'd wish to be treated. That's their duty. They have to. And now you want to sack them for doing that because you shared yourself. Anyway, good night. I'm knackered. I'll give you more updates. But as I said, we're at 107,000 signatures. That's going to continue to rise, so please continue to share it. It takes 1 minute. I know many people think I was one of those people. Whenever I got petitions, I just thought everyone else can sign it. You see, if they realise before the date of, they've given a date, I believe, for this lad to be discharged, and it's in, let me have a look if I'm right, it's in yeah, it's early next week, I believe. So hopefully they'll see the groundswell of support for him. Hopefully they'll see in the next coming days a lot of support from within the armed forces for him, and understand that they're making a mistake, a huge mistake. And also the narrative that's been pushed again by the media. This is what they do. Yeah, have you seen the narrative of all saying he has a long disciplinary history, a long negative? He hasn't been in the military that long. I spoke to people today from his regiment who work with him, who have said it's bullshit. But then they make it seem that he's got a real negative history, so this is the final thing. But the truth is, they're sacrificing him to please the Muslim Council of Britain. Unbelievable.
There you go, guys. That's what I woke up to this morning. If you're just tuning in, this is Ria Bow on Long Live Radio. I just came on to do a quick one to share it, to do my bit. Thank you for your comments in the chat. It took some time to get out there because YouTube made some changes yesterday. Guys, I just wanted to say, because I'm sharing that experience in the here and now with you. I hadn't watched it. I watched about 10 seconds. And I think there's quite a few points to pick up on there. One is, look at that presentation he's just made. I think that's what scares them, you know, because it's rounded. And they could only hope that they're miles away from resonating with people like Tommy Robinson does, because he's honest. And when he says the army was full of young, straight, maybe the odd gay one, this, that and the other, white guys, you know, they don't have to be white, but they were tough youngsters, you know. You know, how can you disagree with that? If your country goes to war for real, do you know what I mean? That's what you want. You want, some people are born into the warrior caste of life, and they're the ones you want on the front line, aren't they? You know, there's jobs for others, but I think the thing that scares them, when I look at that, I think he's giving these calm, rounded, honest, resonating points of view. And then on the other side, we've got these politicians that come up that just don't achieve that resonance with people. They just don't. We all know that they're on a payroll somewhere. They have an agenda somewhere. And we need someone like that, like Tommy, voicing for us in a position of authority. And I think that's what scares them, the fact that as he grows as a person, he can deliver a rounded, calm argument to what's going on. And I think that really scares them. When he was just a thug, or excuse me, Surly, not that he was a thug, but when he was more thuggish, let's say, when he was a younger lad, that's not as worrying. But when someone can present a rounded, honest, resonating argument, I think it absolutely scares them to death. And the fact, who else out there is saying that the military has low morale? Who else is out there? So I think that's a fantastic video that Tom has put out. I'll just grab some chat with sorry, I'm a bit wobbly, it's early in the morning here. For those on audio, I can only see about 3 or 4 comments, the last 3 or 4 on my screen. Tommy communicated a strong message, so clearly who is effectively in charge of the army? ? This is from Lone Ranger. The Muslim Council of Great Britain? ? It certainly feels like it, so those at the top are betraying the army lads. There's Lone Rangers for those on audio. Alex says Israel, that's out of context. Maureen Salter, hi Maureen, thanks for joining us. They are betraying the whole of Britain, aren't they? They have sold us to slavery. Well, slavery comes in many forms, doesn't it, Maureen? Debt slavery. This is more objective, really. It's someone else is pulling the strings, aren't they? Behind the scenes. I was speaking yesterday in the Patriot chat room, sort of saying, I sort of had this experience yesterday of, I was looking at an app called Line Phone. Okay, now Line Phone is a fully encrypted text, audio and video messaging system that's huge in Asia. Like Skype is here, Line Phone is over there. Because it's in Asia, the Chinese download this app. When they identify a Chinese telephone number, with it comes a list of subjects that you are not allowed to say. And they get it. So they see what they can and can't say. And that's communism, right? They're communists. Well, what's the difference between our so-called democracy, where that list exists, doesn't it? But they're not going to publish it because they can't publish it. If they publish it, we're in communism. So I think that's quite a valid point as well, where communism will issue the list of what you can and can't say, where in our pseudo-democracy, there is a list, but they just won't tell you what it is, and you've got to stumble into it. And I bet we could all have a good guess on what is on that list. I find that quite interesting. Let me just clear my throat. Let's have another look. Raymond, this is to destroy the army and make a European army of mixed political correct ratios. Maybe, yeah, Raymond. Raymond also says, we wish Israel run our army. You mean? Wish fix. Tommy has said publicly that he will employ the lad who lost his job. Let me get my glasses. I wasn't expecting to do live chat. I was just going to do a quick one. I'm going to keep it quick though. Raymond, a real Tommy now, journo, just what Tommy needs to get message across. Absolutely. So there you go, guys. I woke up to it this morning. I thought I'd share it with you and do my bit as well. I've signed the petition. You'll find the link, if you haven't already, to sign the petition for these young lads. There's a picture of them on, oh, you can't see it. They're lads. And they're going about their business in their lives. Rock into a petrol station, gas station, and suddenly life changes because they meet somebody and have a photo with them. That's like communism, isn't it? Seems like communism to me. Who else have we got here? Oh, hey, Man Bear, how you doing? Let me clear that message. Effing disgrace that they have done this to the army lads. The effing Council of Muslims are same people who said all British troops made the complaints. Okay. Manpig, wow. Man Bear said all British troops should be killed, they said. Raymond, political dissident to all on different page. Is that not fascism? It's kind of a mix of all of us. To me, it's a mix of communism, fascism, and McCarthyism. An overreaction, McCarthyism. Yeah, that's it, really, guys. I'm going to keep it short so people see the video. I would like to do my bit. I've been following this story with the army lads, and it's just another one of those examples that's disheartening. And I wake up in the morning and think, have I woke up in a parallel universe somewhere? What is happening here? But again, the point I want to pick up on is I think that's what scares them the most. That presentation that Tommy just did is real, it's heartfelt, it's rounded, it resonates. And there's virtually no politicians out there that can do that. There's virtually none of them. How many politicians do we stand up and go, yeah, oh yeah, that resonates with me, good for you? How many? I don't know how many. Not many. What else have we got in the chats? It's Fascism 101, says Raymond. I can't really read that well. Oh, Vossi Faris Rich. Can I just call you Rich? I agree. Totally. Thanks for joining us. If you do subscribe, guys, anybody new to this channel, it's actually Sunday Long Live Radio. Don't forget to click the bell because we're a live show. I hit the live button, and it goes out across about 14 platforms and a couple of radio stations just to get the word out. Manbay, yeah, meant the Council of Muslim made the complaint, yet they have said they want all British troops killed in the past. If it makes you question where the loyalties are, doesn't it? What if England goes to war with Pakistan? What's going to happen then? Do they foresee a problem there? I don't know. It's all part of the open borders thing, isn't it? Right, I'm not going to go on, guys. I'm kind of into going on a bit, but at the same time, I want to keep it short, otherwise people won't watch it. We catch it live, but we won't watch it. But I loved what he did there. I really enjoyed that. I think his presentation now scares them to death. Absolutely scares them to death. I'll catch one more. Raymond Blood, Muslim Council for Britain. Some of them have been on record stating soldiers of our Queen, the British Army, are legit targets. It's part of a bigger picture as well, isn't it? It's the unspoken truths, unspoken feelings of our lovely lovelies, our British people that have a point of view. You voice it and they inject the agenda of, they inject their agenda. That's what they do. There's valid concerns, and people have got designs for England that we don't agree with, and that's kind of the deal. Hey guys, I'm going to leave it there. You'll find all the links below the video. You'll find links to our chat room as well. If you want to jump in, you'll be welcomed with people that share the same point of view, and I'll drop a link underneath this as well when this is uploaded or processed, to sign the petition. Get and sign a petition, right? See if we can get this lad back in and help these lads out. And the last one, Raymond says the Marines had to help lady on assault course just to make sure they pass the fit. Totally. That thing, right? There's jobs for all, right? You don't just need frontline people. The establishment, this is Jonick, the establishment running scared and doing everything to keep the lid on the situation. They failed to recon with special media, i.e. real news. Absolutely, isn't it? And Rich says, we are second-rate citizens in our country. I'll clear the next one. Oh God, they're coming in now. It's inspiring though, isn't it? And infuriating all at the same time. Sean, hey Sean, they send the troops to crap hole countries, and 20,000 jihads are, what does that say, meddling the system, sipping tea in London, Stan. Hey, Sean. This is Raymond says this is why Tommy resonates with the common man, isn't it? They know that. They so know that. And I think the more it's a mark for presentation, isn't it? If you go too extreme, that is less of a worry. But because he's calming down, he's collecting his thoughts and is delivering something that resonates with people, mate, that they just need to be so careful. Morning, Petal. I love that. I love it when you do that, Sean. Morning, Man Bear. I love you, Ria, though. You're awesome. Thank you very much. That's where I am with it, guys. I think I've said it before and I've said it again, that the more he gets his presentation, no one, I don't believe anyone in the UK in the here and now could rally people together like Tommy Robinson. And that's the deal. So for so many reasons, they don't like him. So he's going to be in court soon. I'm going to be covering it again with commentary for people on audio, so you can listen to it in your car or if you're at work. And I'm going to be doing a full rundown of the court hearing. I'm going to follow this all the way through because I'm one of the people as well, right? So I want to do that and do my bit. What else have we got? They are scared. They hate alternative media. They're fully shutting us up. Something happened to the internet yesterday. They've changed something, and I'm guessing it's proxy servers, but it's a bit nerdy. Hooky pipe seems legal, but you have smoke on the screen. Okay, not really sure what that means. Rich did a random live stream the other night and had over 10,000 people on it. Good for you, Rich. We used to get bigger numbers. We don't anymore since they censored us down. That's the kind of deal, really. Right, okay, guys, I'm going to go. I thought I'd bring that to you. Will I do one later? No, because I'm out. You're listening to Ria Bow on Long Live Radio. I'll be live on Sunday Long Live, starting in the morning, all day stream with different broadcasters coming up. And we're running in some new people as well. We've got one new person this week, then another new person the other week. We've got great music going on. Join us on Sunday Long Live. Guys, I'm going to go. Thank you for joining me in the chat. Share it, right? And if you do subscribe, click the bell because we are a live show. Thank you for joining me. I hope that informs people that maybe hadn't seen that. Love and peace always, and I'll see you soon.